The most important aspect is, as I said, what actually is the social and economic context of liquor. Why liquor is so important for us to think about it? Just let me read out a statement of Mahatma Gandhi when he wrote it in Harijan. I quote, having identified myself with labor, I know what ruin drink has brought to the homes of laborers given to the drink. I know that they will not touch liquor if it was not within easy reach. We have contemporaneous evidence that drinkers themselves are in many cases asking for prohibition. This is what Mahatma Gandhi has said in Harijan, and he wrote something. So friends, this makes things very clear. You might be well off or you might be rich and argue that my drink is my lifestyle and whatever. But then, in a country like India, where almost one third of the people are living below poverty line, liquor is a serious problem. That is what Mahatma Gandhi has made. We are a country of poor. We are not bothered about upper middle class or the rich class. We are bothered more about the poor people. If you are earning, say, about 300, 400 a day, even if you are spending 100 or 200 on liquor, what kind of family you can run? This is the tragedy of liquor in India, not only in Andhra Pradesh. So Mahatma Gandhi was specifically referring to this point, that the problem of liquor is more severe for the labor class or working class or the poor. And then availability is an issue. If liquor is easily available, then people will definitely buy it. If you contain or control the availability, they may not be able to reach. This is Mahatma Gandhi's opinion. Now let's link it to the developments in Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh had attracted national attention, okay, by its liquor policy. There is a typo here. This should be state. I will correct it later. Andhra Pradesh has attracted national attention, because it wanted to go for a total prohibition, which was the election manifesto. Now, what about other states? Let us see at the national perspective. We have Rajasthan, and which also spoke about total prohibition recently, but discarded it after seeing the fiasco in Bihar and Gujarat. Andhra Pradesh, which promised prohibition, has brought in a new policy last year, and it is said that the state objective or the stated objective is nothing but total prohibition. Okay. Now here there are massive changes in this policy. Earlier we have licensing system or auctioning system. Now Beverages Corporation will directly take over the sale of liquor. So it's actually now government is selling liquor for all practical purposes. There has been criticism also. The state-owned, government-owned Andhra Pradesh Beverages Corporation Limited (APBCL) now sells liquor in Andhra Pradesh, okay, instead of private contractors. Now this has immediately resulted in a reduction of outlets in 20%. The number of shops has been cut to 3,500 to 4,380 earlier. This is a massive reduction. Imagine friends, if a liquor shop is closed, the cumulative impact of drinkers is very huge. So we have to factor in the decline in this number of shops. Secondly, earlier 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. See, we see a lot of people waiting for the liquor shops before liquor shops as if it is a temple to be opened. But this will not happen now because 11 to 8 p.m. the shops time has been reduced. Now, earlier we have a permit system. This is also a very serious problem because they have for an additional pay, they give permit rooms where we have wine shops attached to that. There will be a hopeless room or attached house where people can simply buy and drink, stand there itself and finish off. There is no question of going home or taking home and all the problems. So this is a big social hazard. not only this promotes drinking, but also creates lot of problem in and around the areas for families and women and girls, even children who might actually be influenced. Because of that, now that permit room system has been done away with in Andhra Pradesh in the new liquor policy. That is definitely a good one if you see. Then the another thing is no liquor shop is supposed to be located within 100% of 100 meters of place of worship, educational institution or hospital. Then state or national, when you are driving, if you see liquor shop, definitely someone might feel like having a peg. Right now, if you want to buy liquor when you are around, you have to go to a take a detour, go to the towns and see. That also discourages people from especially lorry drivers and all that. Okay, so the another important aspect of liquor policy is that as a first step towards prohibition, the prices have been hiked by increasing additional retail excise tax. It's called AERP. Now APBCL will get 4% commission on sales at the liquor shops. Now there are 3,500 supervisors, 8,000 odd, 8,033 salesmen have been recruited after the policy had come in last year to run the shops. And there is also a serious issue with belt shops. Now, belt shops are nothing but, the license, original license persons, shop owners will also keep some shops separately units, these are called belt shops. So, that has also been given. And women's complaints about liquor or the illegal sale or the kind of damage they do can specially be addressed by women constables. Women constables almost 15,000, 14,999 for women constables in village and ward secretaries have been recruited. Right? Now, let us see what is the impact. Now, is it impactful? There is also criticism. Liquor policies have always been criticized, prohibition policies, because first of all, opposition would never, opposition, ruling party and opposition are like wife and husband. They will never agree on one aspect after 3 years of marriage. Before that, everything is agreed. If you are in a relationship, especially the couples and others, you like ice cream, I like ice cream, you love that, this situation will be there. There's a old movie called Money. There's a wonderful scene where Brahmanandam and others are also there. When two young couple meet for the first time, trying to have some relationship, whatever the girl likes, boy automatically likes. Instead of thinking, oh, you like ice cream, I like vanilla, you like vanilla, oh, I like butterscotch, it will be like that. But after marriage, things change, So wife and husband will generally don't agree anything. That's the opposition party and ruling party are always the same. So even if, anyway, don't write this, even if the liquor policy is good, there has always been criticism. Now let us see what is the impact. The government claims that in the first 6 months after the liquor policy, because after that we have lockdown and the shops have been closed. So yearly data is not entirely appropriate to be used. So if you see the first 6 months, there has been 15 to 20% reduction in the sale of liquor. That is what the government claims, which is definitely a good sign. Then if you see the revenue from the liquor, this is also another serious impact. You need to mention figures always, friends. If you want to get more marks in essay, you try to give some figures. Don't say liquor is a loss of revenue, loss of revenue. What is the loss of revenue? Quantify it. So the revenue from liquor to the state commercial department fell by 73% in the first 6 months of the fiscal compared to the revenue in the same period last financial year. For example, to go into the exact figure, 5,735 crores generated by the commercial department in the last first half of last fiscal, but now we have even not even about 1/4 of that. If we actually calculate 1,530 crores was only generated in the corresponding year. So this shows the kind of impact the state government has on this. Okay. Then secondly, what is the reason for the sharp fall in this? The sharp fall is, of course, the reduction in the number of liquor outlets, as I already mentioned, and the elimination of belt shops. Then, as per government data, there was a sharp fall of 90% in the sale of beer and 16% in the sale of liquor. All this would definitely lead to a revenue loss from the this segment to the government, and that is what we see from 5,735 crore to 1,530 crores it fell in the first 6 months of this fiscal compared to the previous year. Then another important thing is the value-added tax, VAT, because liquor and other things are not under GST. Okay, the dip in sale naturally had an adverse impact on the revenue generated through VAT for the state government. Then some people say that we have increased the prices, but VAT was not increased. Even though the price rise has gone, it is not reflecting in the total quantity. The loss of quantity or in number of sales is not actually correspondingly matching to the kind of increase in the price. That is one issue. Then the social men. Let's move on to the other broader aspects. Is liquor policy possible? Liquor policy is fine. Can we say that the total prohibition is possible or not possible? There are different views on this. Whether we should do it or not is also another question, which is actually ethical as well as related to the individual liberties a state can curtail. See, as an individual, I want to drink. Why is that government is interfering? That is the argument of some people. Now let us see. The social and economic evils of liquor consumption are undoubtedly too terrible to accept, especially when it comes to a poorer nation like India, which I already told. Then, methods of the constitution, because prohibition has been one of the demand of the moderates also. Gandhi has always been speaking about it. Now let us see what the methods of our constitution was thinking about this. See, they had actually suggested the prohibition on the directive principles of state policy, which is the part 4 of the constitution, that is article 36 to 51. Now the aim of directive principles was to set up certain social and economic goals before the lawmakers to bring social change in the country. Now the issue is the forefathers of our constitution, like Dr. Ambedkar and all others, definitely appreciated the need for total prohibition in the country, but they just put it in the directive principles of state policy, but not as a law. Why? Just let me also, because you have to write an essay, like you just see, as observed by Gandhiji, the drink and the drug evil is in many way, it's infinitely worse than the evil caused by malaria and like. Okay. Now other issues are only injuring the body, but liquor will injure both body and the soul. Even a person will get corrupted. Person can go to any extent in whose sense he will forget his mother, his wife, his daughter, if he is over addicted, right? Now there is no doubt, friends, that the malai's runs deep in our society. But is there an answer? That is the question we have to see. Let us see what the Constituent Assembly thought. There is a lot of debate here, and the debate is that we have a member. His name is Khardekar. He was also Kolhapur MP for the first Lok Sabha. He was a member of Constituent Assembly also. He said in 1948, I quote here, "You do not know the essential difference between a drinker and a drunkard." This argument has led to a great discussion against imposition of prohibition. Now, this person might actually be a lover of liquor, that is fine. But friends, the issue is this led to a debate, and prohibition has also not succeeded anywhere in the world. Even US tried it. Now Indonesia is trying it as we speak, right? So the move to ban consumption of liquor has been more of a populist intervention of the government. It is more for the election time they speak, later they say it is not workable. They will give various reasons that illegal liquor is happening, bootlegging is happening, people are bringing it, there are more crimes now, so better sell directly. It is the argument is as good as I like that. Better give license to prostitution. Otherwise, it is leading to trafficking like that. But both are not tenable. We can't accept, because some backdoor things are happening, we cannot accept certain evils which are causing loss to women, children, families, and society. Okay. Now, it is also correct that prohibition leads to an increase in the organized crime. It drives up corruption amongst law enforcement agencies and give rise to illicit liquor. This is the argument. Even in globally, this is the argument. Okay, not only in India, but let's see what is the experience in India. Gujarat is under prohibition, but it has a thriving illegal liquor industry, friends, that you should remember. Neighboring Daman has a per capita consumption of 56 liters against the national average of just 4.3 liters per annum. So, the state loses 8,000 crore annually, and not only that, it actually lot of illegal sales, unorganized sector is happening. That is the issue. Gujarat, of course, has diluted the prohibition to contain negative fall out in the tourism. If a prohibition is there, who will go? For example, if you want to go to Goa, I am sure people would like to drink. If Goa says you cannot drink, people don't go. People go to Goa for drinks. People go to Bangkok for other things, and they don't want to tell in the class. Okay, so if you ban both of them, nobody will go, right? So tourism is also an issue. So meetings and conferences are also an issue. Now, what Gujarat government has recently did is it has diluted the prohibition laws and said meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions called MICE sector has been allowed. Haryana, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala too have experimented with prohibition at different times, but friends abolished it due to ineffectiveness. Prohibition did not solve the problem of alcohol consumption. It only drove it underground. In recent times, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Manipur have also overturned year-round prohibition policy to its state. This is how we should write the essay and bring it to the cortex. Now, can we say that we will give up? Obviously, this is a very, very interesting point for us. We are saying that it has actually failed. So, should we not have prohibition? Absolutely, we cannot argue like that, because friends, prohibition has to be considered in social, cultural, economic, and government context. Northeast and Telangana cultures like Telangana are different because where drinking has been part of cultures and part of festivals. In fact, in these states it is different, but in a state like Andhra Pradesh and even Gujarat for that matter, we cannot argue that liquor should be supplied or provided. Secondly, the issue of women has also to be understood. Over alcoholism definitely leads to higher crime against women. That also we need to understand. Third point is, if you have full illiteracy, if you have almost 30% of illiteracy in the country and in the state, you can't have free flow of liquor, because as the Constituent Assembly observation said, there is a difference between drinker and drunkard, but most of the drinkers will eventually turn drunkards. See, whenever somebody starts drinking, they always start with the false assumption that I am not like him, I have control, but nobody will have control. Very few people will have only control. And we are talking about poor people who will work from morning to evening. Right? They just want to drink and forget everything tired, but the money also will go. The whole purpose of working will also go. So friends, what I am trying to say is that despite the negative aspects, we cannot stop the prohibition. We cannot argue that there should not be prohibition. There is clear data to show that alcoholism will lead to serious threats to women's safety, besides resulting in domestic violence and child abuse. Now, loss of revenue. There are various ways states can get better revenue. In fact, RBI suggested there are various ways to get revenue. Even for Andhra Pradesh, we have PPP model or exploration of all the mineral deposits in Andhra Pradesh. That's a clear way of getting revenue for state. In fact, I explained this to you in our AP economy classes also. You know how non-tax revenues can go up. There is also need to create greater awareness on the evils of liquor consumption to make the poor voluntarily give up. It is not easy. Definitely, it's not easy. But at least if we try, some percentage can be taken out. Now, Andhra Pradesh model of increasing prices and implementing a phased prohibition are commendable. And if they are trying at least, it is hopeful that it will lead to a positive social change in the state going forward. It also remains to be seen if Castrol state government really implements total prohibition as per its promise, or simply like other states, it says more liquor is coming from Telangana, so we can't help. That we don't know, but we have to see, wait and see. But definitely there is a case for prohibition in a country like India, in a state like Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so we cannot totally say that prohibition should not be there, but there are different ways and methods to implement. So friends, this essay is important. You can structure it in the same way with quotes and the data, and definitely you will get good marks. Thank you.